What's good? What's good? You're listening to Raggedy Ass Bitch TV, where we discuss the exhausting people in your life. I'm your host, and today we need to talk about a specific type of person who makes every single interaction feel like the Olympics. I'm talking about people who can't just let you have something. They always have to one-up you. Let's get into it. Okay, so you know the type. You are talking to them. You mention something that happened to you. Something good, something bad, doesn't matter. And immediately, they jump in with their version. But it's always bigger, always more dramatic. Always more. You say, I had a rough day at work. They say, oh, you think that's bad? Let me tell you about my day. I didn't say it was a competition. I was just sharing. But now we are in the suffering Olympics. And apparently, you're going for the gold. And it's not just about bad stuff. It happens with good stuff too. You say, I got a promotion. They say, oh, nice. Yeah, I got promoted twice last year. Okay, cool. But I was just talking about me. Can I just have this moment? Can you just be happy for me without making it about you? Or you say, we finally bought a house. And they say, that's great. We bought ours 5 years ago in a much better neighborhood. Got a great deal on it. Okay, so you've been a homeowner longer and you think your house is better. Got it. But right now, I'm excited about my house. Can you let me have that? Or you mention you're going on vacation. Oh, that's fun. We went to Europe for 3 weeks last summer. Have you ever been to Europe? No, I haven't been to Europe, and I wasn't asking about Europe. I was telling you about my beach vacation. But somehow, we're now talking about your European adventure instead of my upcoming trip. And the thing is, I don't think they even realize they're doing it. I think in their mind, they're just relating. They're trying to connect by sharing their own experience. But it doesn't come off that way. It comes off like they are competing. Like they're trying to prove that whatever you experienced, they experienced more. And after a while, it gets exhausting because you can't share anything without them turning it into a story about themselves. Eventually, you just stop sharing because what's the point? And you know who the worst offenders are? The people who compete over struggles. Like, you mention you're tired and they're like, you're tired? I only slept 3 hours last night. Okay, but that's not better. That's not something to brag about. We're not competing to see who's the most miserable. But they wear it like a badge of honor. Like being exhausted makes them superior somehow. You say, I've been so stressed lately. They say, stressed? I haven't had a day off in 6 months. I work 80 hours a week. That's not healthy, and it's not something to be proud of. But they say it like they're winning some kind of contest. Or you mention you're dealing with a health issue. I've been having these really bad migraines. Migraines? I have chronic migraines. I've had them for 10 years. I've tried every medication. Okay, so your suffering is worse than mine? Is that what you want me to say? Because I'm not trying to compete with you. I'm trying to share something I'm going through. And instead of empathy, you're giving me a comparison. And let me break down the different types of competitive people because they come in different flavors. Type 1, the I've done more competitor. This person has done everything you've done, but more. You ran a 5K? They ran a marathon. You learned Spanish? They're fluent in 3 languages. You started a side hustle? They have 2 businesses. Everything you do, they've done bigger, better, more. And they can't just let you have your accomplishment. They have to make sure you know they've done more. And it's exhausting because nothing you do is ever enough to just be. Type 2, the I've had it worse competitor. This person has struggled more than you, always. You're going through a breakup. They've been through 3 divorces. You lost your job. They were unemployed for 2 years. You're having a hard time. They've had it harder. And the thing is, maybe they have been through more. But that doesn't mean your pain doesn't matter. Pain isn't a competition. Struggle isn't a contest. And when you constantly try to one-up someone's suffering, you're not being supportive. You are being dismissive. You're essentially saying your problems aren't that bad. Let me tell you about real problems. And that's hurtful. Type 3, the my kids are better competitor. Oh, this one. If you're a parent, you know this one. Your kid walked at 12 months. Their kid walked at 10 months. Your kid made honor roll. Their kid is in gifted classes. Your kid plays soccer. Their kid plays soccer, basketball, and piano. And they're excelling at all 3. And you're just trying to share a proud parent moment, and they're turning it into a competition between toddlers. Let kids be kids. Let parents be proud. Stop comparing. Type 4, the I'm busier competitor. This person is always busier than you. You mentioned you had a busy week. They haven't had a free day in months. You are juggling work and family. They're juggling work, family, and 3 side projects. And again, being busy is not a flex. It's not something to compete over. Sometimes being busy just means you need to set better boundaries. but they wear it like a trophy. "I'm so busy" becomes their entire identity. And when you try to share that you're overwhelmed, they have to make sure you know they are more overwhelmed. But here's what I think is really going on. I think people do this because they want validation. They want to feel seen. They want to feel heard. They want to feel like what they're experiencing matters. And when you share something, they see it as an opportunity to get that validation for themselves. But what they don't realize is that by constantly one-upping, they're actually pushing people away. Because nobody wants to share things with someone who is going to make it about themselves. And here's what happens over time. People stop talking to you. They stop sharing good news because they know you'll diminish it. They stop sharing bad news because they know you'll make it about you. And eventually, your relationships become surface level because people can't be real with you. They can't be vulnerable. They can't share. Because every time they try, you turn it into a competition. And here's the thing about real connection. It requires space. Space for someone to share without being interrupted. Space for someone to feel their feelings without being compared. Space for someone to just be heard. And when you constantly one-up, you're not giving them that space. You're taking it. You're making it about you. And that's not connection. That's performance. So, here's what you need to do if you're someone who does this. Step 1, listen. Fully listen to what the person is saying without thinking about your response. Step 2, respond to them. Acknowledge what they shared. Ask follow-up questions about their experience. Step 3, if you're going to share your own experience, make sure it's supportive, not competitive. For example, don't say, "Oh, you think that's hard? Let me tell you what I went through." Do say, "That sounds really tough. I've been through something similar and I know how hard it can be. How are you handling it?" See the difference? One is making it about you, the other is using your experience to show empathy. So, here's my advice. If someone shares something with you, just listen. You don't have to match their story. You don't have to prove that you've experienced something similar. Just say, "That sounds really hard," or "That's amazing. I'm happy for you." That's it. That's all you need to do. And if you're someone who wants to share your own experience, ask first. Do you want to hear about when something similar happened to me? Give them the option to say no. Because here's the truth. People don't need you to match their experience. They need you to validate it. They need you to say, "What you're going through matters. What you're feeling is real. I see you." That's what support looks like. That's what friendship looks like. Not competition, not one-upping, just presence. And if you're dealing with someone who makes everything a competition, set boundaries. You can say, I appreciate you sharing, but right now I just need someone to listen. You don't have to engage in the competition. You can opt out. And if they can't respect that, if they keep making everything about themselves, that tells you what kind of friend they are. Life is not a competition. Your struggles are not a contest. Your achievements are not a ranking system. You're allowed to share your experiences without someone trying to top them. You are allowed to feel proud without someone diminishing it. You are allowed to struggle without someone comparing it to their own pain. So, stop competing. Start connecting. That's how real relationships work. That's it for today's episode of Raggedy Ass Bitch TV. If this made you realize you're that person, it's okay. Now you know. Do better. Next time, we're talking about people who fish for compliments. So get ready for that. Until then, stay raggedy, stay supportive, and remember, life is not a competition. Let people have their moment. Peace.